So what else was going on in the world? On my mind was the way people deal with the external conditions, as far as temperature, humidity. What else is related to that? Possibly noise and lighting. Definitely lighting. And my, I guess you could say, advice on the situation, since I've learned to become adaptable, I've become aware of the value of it. It's extremely valuable. I'm coming from, this standpoint of the new prepper mentality, preparedness, and you will have to deal with the system collapsing and the system shutting down, and you will have to be independent of it. So therefore, obviously you're not going to have air conditioning. So I recommend that people start to get used to a wider range of temperatures. The simple solution is wearing the right clothing. But I think with some people, it doesn't matter if they're wearing a thick winter coat when it's cold. They're still dwelling on the fact that it's cold, because you still have to breathe in cold air. You might feel it on your face. You feel it on your teeth, your hands, if you're not wearing good gloves. I also recommend mittens. But also the opposite has a similar exaggerated effect. I could say extreme effect, but I also want to point out that it's an exaggerated effect, because people are blowing it out of proportion. So the reason why we should gain a wider range of temperature acceptance, and this has everything to do with sensitivity. If I'm talking to the guys out there with military background, or just generally tough guys, rugged guys, such as myself, no problem. It's not an issue. There's nothing to talk about there. We can go out into the expanse. You could end up in Antarctica, or the Arctic, or you can end up on any mountaintop, and you can hack it. So that's what I'm all about. But when it comes to people that can't even endure it for a day excursion, or they can't even endure it in the middle of a town when the temperature drops or goes up 10 degrees. See, this is a problem, because like I said, there is such a huge value in either calling it adaptability or just being flexible about the external conditions. I think that people go through life and they're just not aware of how powerful they are. And this is power, to be able to deal with changing conditions, because you become stronger. And if you don't have to dwell on these things, then you can use your mindset to accomplish other things. You can save your your thinking, your effort, and your energy for other stuff. So that's why I recommend accomplishing this. Then you're ready to sail through the rest of your life. That's what I've done. That's what I've done. And take that from me, a former 99-pound weakling. Now I'm just over 99 pounds, but anyhow, so the stereotype goes, it's just about being strong and conquering your fears. And so the question is, do we need to depend on the grid, on the machines, on the controlled indoor environment, which becomes more polluted than we can even really imagine? We need to become aware of this stuff. The more machines and gadgets that we use, the more we start racking up these high-tech side effects. And then when we go back to the natural environment, we can't deal with it. And it's ironic, because you see, the reason why there's so much variability outside, call it the weather, the volatility of the weather, but really it's not just weather. You can't blame it on weather. It's just the elements. It's just the fact that the sun sets and then the sun comes back up. It's just the fact of the seasons. And depending on where you are in the world, there's a lot of changeability. So it seems like there's much more changeability. So the conditions are just going haywire. I think it's because of the machines that we use to create indoor environments are actually putting out chaos and turbulence and turmoil into the world at large. That's what I think. Okay. I look at the bigger picture of this planet we're living, and I can't see that any other way. I'm not as arrogant as some of these people out there that think they can just, we can burn up all the oil, the earth will just produce more kind of mentality. Like, number one, that's complete thanklessness. And I'm a person that likes to be thankful. So it just changes my viewpoint of things. And aren't we supposed to be thankful as God-fearing people? And there's another thing. So as soon as you erase that idea about religious piety and holiness and reverence, and the bottom line really becomes humility. If you're not humble anymore about those things, you suddenly can start to entertain the idea of, superiority. We can use a machine. Oh, we don't care. And you actually, instead of becoming stronger in your intelligence, through your intelligence, you actually ended up becoming weaker. That's all I'm suggesting right now, and I've given you my advice. Take it however you want to. And thanks for listening.